Peaches. So today I'm going to be showing you my brow routine. This was requested and I think it's super simple. This is a really quick video hopefully because it just is super simple the way that I do it. I hope that you guys enjoy it and like my process. If you don't, just remember that this is how I do my brows, but you definitely don't have to do them this way. I have a wing liner tutorial that either is up before this video or right after that I will have linked down below too if you guys are interested in how to do this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started in this video and get your brows on fleek, maybe? Let me go ahead and throw out there that it is storming outside really bad and I have a feeling that the power is going to go out during this video, so let's just cross our fingers and hope not. So right now I don't have anything on my face except my moisturizer and my pore filler primer from NYX. Everything else is just bare face, and I wanted to say really quickly that I am working on a skincare routine video for you guys. I've said that for a while now, but the reason being is because a little while back I tried Proactive and I really liked the results of it, and I started to get some compliments on my skin and everything, but then when I started to run out of my products I really didn't want to repurchase it because it's expensive, number one, and number two, I didn't feel like I was constantly getting better and better results. It was kind of like I hit this point and then nothing else happened. So one of my biggest skincare concerns is that I have a ton of blackheads on my nose, and Proactive did not even touch those at all. So I'm trying to do some like home remedies and some drugstore products so that when I tell you guys, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, it's $80 for that skincare line, and I can't afford $80 every time, you know, I need something new. Not that Proactive is $80. I'm just saying something that's a little less expensive and that is still effective. Side note. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys zoomed in. I woke up like an hour ago, so that's why I'm looking incredibly rough and my hair is like crazy. I don't know. My work schedule is also crazy this month in July, so I'm like filming a ton of videos today. I'm filming like 4 and gonna try to edit at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. So I hope that you guys can bear with me this month. I don't know what happened with my schedule, but it's crazy. So let's go ahead and get zoomed in and I will show you guys how I take care of these bad boys. So the first thing sometimes that I do, I don't always do this, I'll take my Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is like a eyeshadow primer and color corrector. Pro pencil it says. It just looks like this. The only reason I would start with this like up here, and underneath here is just to kind of even out, because obviously I'm doing this before I'm doing foundation. And again, I don't always do that just when I feel like maybe I need a little extra coverage or anything like that, because I do use concealer. That's part of filling in my eyebrows. So I wish I could tell you guys I found some product nobody's ever heard of before and it's amazing, but I haven't. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. I'm going to open it up so you guys can see. It's like this, like a little gel almost. This is my favorite way to fill in my brows, just because I feel like with everything else I do, I already have like pretty thick brows right here. It's the ends and the very front that's sparse. But 9 out of 10 times, this is exactly the routine I'm doing. This is just an angled eyeliner brush that I have used for my brows. If I feel like my brows are being a little wily, I'll go ahead and brush them out, but really, they're not all that bad. I have washed my face this morning. All that good stuff. So as you can see, I have pretty good shape to my brows already. I wax my brows at home. If you guys want a routine on that too, I can do that. So you guys already know this, but you want your brow to be about where your nose is. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the more that you push that back, it's going to actually make your nose look larger. So you want it to be right where your nose is. And then you're going to angle it this way. That's where you want your arch to be. Angle it again, and that's where you want the end to be. So I worked on my arches for a really long time in this brow shape, trying to get it exactly how I want it, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So I pretty much just play up the shape that it already has. I'm not trying to recreate a new shape with it. If you are, obviously concealer is going to be a really good friend of yours. So I have a good bit of product there, so what I like to do is start kind of in the middle, so that if I have too much product, it's not going to be too heavy on the end or in the inner corner. So I'm just going to start right under. I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit more. I'm going to start right under here. And I don't know if you guys can already tell that line that I'm getting here. I like to go ahead and extend it out. It's really hard to hold your mirror and do this. Didn't know that. And then I like a pretty sharp line right here as well. I'm going to start off super lightly. As you can see, that's just hardly adding a little bit of color, and that is what you want. You don't want a super harsh line anywhere in any of this. So after I've worked on the bottom line there for a second, I'm just going to make sure that the end is how I want it. If you're thinking that, you know, I have these little hairs right here and this up here that doesn't look as good, I am going to go back with concealer after I get some more product on there, so don't worry about it yet. Okay, so I've cleaned off my brush and got some more product. I like to do that so that the product doesn't get cakey on here, and I'm not thinking that I have a little when I have a lot or anything like that. So then I'm pretty much going to start at the same point right here. I'm going to start a little to the front so that if I have too much, it doesn't come off too much. And then, so for my shape right here, this is what I do. I just follow basically what my hairs are already wanting to do. And I bring it down. And then I'll fill in the tail of my brow. And then I'll work towards the front. And then right here is where I have the most problem for some reason. From like this little point to this little point, I always have a little bit that kind of wants to be, I don't know if cakey is the right word, but it just is very thick. Take my spoolie and just kind of work some of that product around and brush it through, because you don't want any of this to be clinging to your actual hairs. So at this point I like to go back in with my concealer, make sure that everything's looking really clean, and then I can tell up here I have some, a little area that product doesn't want to take, so I'm going to go in with a different one. For my concealer for my brows, I always use my MAC Studio Finish, and this is an NC15, which is just super light for me. I'm using this tiny concealer brush from Morphe. I'm just going to bring some of my concealer down so that I can blend out, but then just keep the concealer that's right up against my brow a little bit harsher. So that's pretty much it for that. So now if I'm looking at it and I have a couple spaces that I feel like still need a little bit of product but not as much as my dip brow, take my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It looks like this. It has a spoolie on one side and then the actual pencil on the other. But the pencil on this is super thin, which I love because that's going to allow you to make little pencil marks that look a lot like hair and not so harsh. So I just take that towards the front of my brow and add in anywhere where I feel like I have some spaces that need a little extra love. So that's pretty much what I do for my brows. There's nothing really to it, and I wish kind of that I could tell you guys there's some like special technique or like this amazing product or anything. I like the products that I use, and I kind of like a thick brow because you can see the tail of my brow is not like super sharp or anything like that, although it is almost grooming day for my brow. And again, if you guys want to see like how I wax my eyebrows or anything like that, since I have my home kit that I use, I definitely can do that. Okay, so there are both of my brows filled in. Like I said, I like a pretty thick brow, and it is almost grooming day, so normally these little hairs that I have kind of straggling around, I wouldn't. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I will let you guys see everything completed. I'm going to do a quick zoom in of how they look just them finished, and then I will let you see everything all together. I'm also doing my winged liner tutorial today, so I'm going to go ahead and film that while I'm here. Okay, so brows and everything else are complete. I do have false lashes on today. I'm wearing the Demi Wispies from Ardell. That's everything that I use on my brows. I hope that you guys liked this and found it helpful. If you think that I should be trying a product that I'm not, make sure to leave that down below. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my next video. I'm filming 3 or 4 of them today, so I have a busy day ahead of me. I hope that you guys are having an awesome week, and I will see you so soon. Bye!